I'm here to teach our cardiac yoga today. We also have a few other teachers on the team. Perhaps we'll wait till the end of class to introduce them. We will be working together in the next month or so, the next 6 weeks, and we will all be teaching classes at different times. So one moment, here we go. Okay, so today we are going to be practicing with a chair, and we'll have the option at a certain time to come to actually have a seat on the earth as well if we like, or we can practice the entire time in our chair. All right, so we're going to get started. Let's take a comfortable seat. We're going to sit nice and easy on either a chair or even a sofa, the edge of a sofa. If you're at work, just finishing your work day, that's fine as well. You may just want to push your chair away from your desk. And we'll have our feet comfortably on the earth. So we'll allow them to be about hip distance apart and letting the feet relax and release to the earth. We'll let our spine feel long and lengthened. So we're now going to start our yoga practice together. If this is new to you, please remember you can do as much or as little as you like. You can just even listen and know that you are part of our community and part of the practice. Energetically, we're all here today with our intention of reducing stress. All right? So we're going to find some postures, some physical postures, some breathing techniques, and even some meditation at the end to help just release and relax at the end of the day. So let's all take our hands and we're just going to rub them lightly together. We'll take a comfortable breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then we'll place the hands lightly over the closed eyes. So we can rest the heels of the hands directly on the eyes or just allow them to hover with the fingertips just resting there at the hairline. Take a moment to allow your awareness to turn inward. Acknowledge that the body is relaxed and released in this position. And let's take another comfortable breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now we're going to take the hands and rub them lightly together again. This time we're going to place one hand on our heart, just in the center of the chest, and then we'll place the other hand right on top of it. Let the elbows kind of nestle into the sides comfortably. And we'll bring our attention to our lower back region. And I want you to just actually allow the tailbone to tuck lightly under, just a little bit, so you're almost rounding your back slightly. Let's take a breath in again. And then as you exhale, elevate through that heart region. Allow your tailbone to relax down and let your belly relax and release. Again, we'll take a comfortable breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Relax your hands and your legs. Now gently, we're going to extend the right leg and just let the foot rest on the earth comfortably. And then you're going to move your ankle in a circle. And as we move the ankle in a circle, I just want you to think about finding that comfortable range of motion. Waking that foot up, increasing the circulation, and then going the other direction. So we just find a nice, relaxed circle and movement. And throughout the whole practice, we just allow ourselves to decide the intensity of the work we're doing. Now let's flex the foot a little bit, so toes towards you, and then relax that foot on the earth. All right, we're going to now gently just take the knees side to side. Easy, easy. Great. And then find center, and you're going to extend the opposite leg and just flex the foot a little bit. It's just a light extension. And then we'll start to move the ankle and the foot in a circle. Just Kind of noticing and articulating the range of motion, the ankle itself, and even the movement in the foot. And then you'll go in the other direction. It's nice and easy. It's noticing the experience of this foot compared to the other foot. And we love them both the same. And then we're going to flex the foot, take a breath in, and then exhale and release that foot to the earth. Now let the knees again go side to side gently. And then we're going to find our center. And we are actually going to sit a little closer to the edge of our seat. If we can, we want to feel our sit bones. We might even just lift ourselves up a little bit and then feel the sit bones nice and easy on the edge of the chair. We're going to take our hands and rest them lightly on the top of the legs. And just make a movement towards the knees with your hands. So just light and easy, just a little bit of a massage on the top of the legs. And then next time the arms are long in front of you, you just lengthen the sides of the waist. So feel the sides of the waist lengthen, and then just go side to side a little bit. All right, just easy, easy. And then we're going to think about coming into a circle with our hips. So we'll go side, and gently forward, then side, then back. Sometimes this is called stirring the pot. Good, and then you're going to go the other direction. Just let the abdomen relax, just rotating, improving the circulation in the hips a little bit. You might feel good on the lower back as well. And then you're going to find your center and lengthen your spine. You're going to take one hand now to the side of the rib region. If it's more comfortable, you can rest your hand on your leg. We want to allow our focus to come to the side of the body. So we either have our hand lightly on the side of the waist and rib region or on the leg. And we're actually going to lightly come to the opposite side so that we have an awareness of space in this region. And I want you to imagine that the leg is releasing down as the side of the waist is just extending gently. Now some folks may feel comfortable extending the arm and possibly bringing it over the ear. See how that feels. Rooting down in the leg. Take a breath in and a breath out. And we'll all lengthen and come through the center. All right, we'll draw our awareness to the opposite side. So again, we might even feel the side of the rib or waist. Or rest the hand on the leg if that feels a little more steady and comfortable. We are going to inhale. And then on the exhale, leaning to the side and creating a little extra space there. And again, some of us may enjoy extending the arm and perhaps taking it over the ear, rooting down in the leg towards the earth. Take a breath in and a breath out, and we'll come all the way back through the center and relax. Okay, so now we're going to do something called the open-winged warrior, all right? And so this is a very empowering pose. It's also opening for the hips and the shoulders and just helps us kind of let go of any tension that we might have in our hips and our shoulders. So we're going to keep one knee pretty much exactly as it is. And then the opposite leg we're going to lengthen out, and then we're going to draw it to the side. So I do want you to feel both hips and both sit bones even on the chair. However, some people may enjoy a deeper stretch, right? In which case you're going to extend that leg to the side as much as feels good with the hips pretty even and steady on the chair. And then if that feels good, but you're like, Sonia, I want more, you're going to open up that hip a little bit too in this direction. But all the while, both hips are nice and steady on the chair. Right? We feel rooted and grounded through the hips. We lengthen through those sides of the waist that we opened. And then we can start to experiment with this hip opener for our warrior positioning. So we want to think of our legs strong and lightly active. It's almost like you're making footprints on the earth with your feet. And then we are going to open up the arms. So we're going to lift the arms comfortably up. And then we're going to take them wide and open up in the elbows and feel the nice width and space across our armpits. Now this hand will come to the leg, and then the other hand is going to open up towards the back of our chair. We have a lot of different yogi choices. We may feel comfortable holding the back of our chair here, or we may choose to hold a little lower down, right? See what feels nice and expressive and opening through the shoulders and the chest as well as the hips, all right? And then once we've found our position, we can actually lengthen the heart region away from the tailbone. Feel both hips towards the chair, and the crown of the head is lifting towards the sky. So we feel the open wings of the warrior. Right? If this feels really good, the hand that's on the leg may even go to the other side of the chair if that feels right. And we just gaze nice and clearly and feel the idea that this posture is letting the shoulders and hips have all this attention and care. We're going to breathe full and even breaths. So breathe in, breathe out. 1, breathe in, breathe out. 2, and breathe in, breathe out. 3. Now gently release the arms first, and then allow the hands to come to the legs. You can even help this leg up a little bit. It might need it. Bring those feet together, and we're just going to go side to side, right? So it's amazing what you can do in a chair, right? Really helping to open the hips and the back and the shoulders all at once. All right, so we'll come through the center here for a moment. All right, and then we're going to do that hip circle, but this time we can really stir the pot, all right? We can really allow the hips to go in a circle and just feel and articulate that range of motion, how it can release tension in the back, sometimes even in the sides of the waist. And then go the other direction, nice and easy, right? A little bit of Elvis hips as we go. Alrighty. Good, and then we're going to find our center, and we're going to find that winged warrior again, right? So the opposite leg is going to stay pretty much where it is, and then the opposite leg will extend, right? It may stay here. This might be where it feels good and nice for the hips. We may experiment with taking it a little wider, right? And then we also can take this knee open a little bit. But it is important that both hips feel steady, and that will kind of gauge and tell us what kind of range of motion feels good in our body today. And that might change, and maybe next week it looks a little different, and that's all part of the yoga practice. We start to express, these shapes in our body they're very helpful and healing and therapeutic. So we're going to feel the footprints on the floor. We really want to press those footprints on the floor. We want to feel our legs awake and very and strong. And then we are going to extend our arms over again. So we bring them over the head, inhale. And then exhale, we're going to bend the elbows and feel all that space from elbow to elbow, nice and wide. And then we'll turn a little bit and take one hand to the leg. And then the opposite hand may come to the chair, right? It may come to a lower portion of the chair. That's great too. And then we can look over our shoulder and lift the crown of the head directly over the alignment of the tailbone. The hand that's on the leg may even come behind if that feels right. And we're going to feel all that strength and lengthening in the spine. And see how you can breathe full and even breath. So breathing in, breathing out. 1. Breathing in, breathing out. 2. And breathing in, breathing out. 3. Gently, we'll release the arms first. And then when you're ready, you can help that leg up and through the center. All right? So sitting nice and easy right there through the center, we're actually going to bring our legs together. So we'll bring our knees a little closer now. We're sitting tall and lengthened through the spine. You notice that there might be a little extra space and room in that lower back region now. All right? So the next pose is actually a pose that may be done in the chair in a few different forms and manifestations, or it may even be done on the earth. So I'm going to show all of the choices. It's not a bad idea to just try the ones in the chair, even if you know you want to go down onto the floor. This is sometimes referred to as goddess pose or Baddha Konasana, all right? So we're going to start by turning our toes out and our knees out, right? And first, we're all going to start with the standing goddess. So we're going to take those legs out wider, and we're going to feel this extension and stretch there on the inner legs as we sit nice and tall, all right? We allow the shoulders to relax from the ears and feel the chin parallel to earth and sky. Do notice that you might be able to put a little energy into the middle spine as your legs are strong and active under you. Now here, I'm going to invite us to move the shoulders, almost like snow angels in the snow. We're going to inhale our arms up and over the head, and then we're going to exhale down. And sometimes it feels better just to hold our shoulders, right? So we can inhale to the shoulders as well. And exhale, release down. So see what's working in your body today. We're going to inhale as we lift up. And exhale as we release down. Inhale as we lift up. Exhale as we release down. And once more, inhale as we lift up. And exhale as we release down. Relaxing your hands and your legs. So now we'll come into a position that is a little more intense. We're going to bring the feet together and the knees apart, and we might even bring those feet in a little closer. Right, in the chair, this is how it can manifest. We may lean forward as we did earlier, opening up through the hips, and maybe even taking ourselves a little further forward. And or supporting ourselves with our hands on our legs. That might feel nice. I also sometimes enjoy doing this on the floor, so if it feels comfortable, you can come down onto the floor, and we can create this shape on the floor. So we have our feet together, maybe even bringing even the toes together. Sometimes that feels good. And we can even draw the legs into a point that feels right for us. Resting the hands either on the ankles or feet or even on the earth in front of us. We're all going to inhale. And then on an exhale, we can lean forward. And just notice a little extra space in the back of the neck. The back of the neck is long and lengthened. And we're finding our stretch. So maybe you're on the earth or maybe you're in the chair. We're just expressing and seeing how this is to feel this deep stretch to the hips. Releasing tension in the legs and hips. And energizing the legs and hips. We'll take a breath in. And a breath out, and we'll sit tall. So whatever position we're in, we're going to sit nice and tall. And we'll just notice that our shoulders can relax away from our ears. Let's actually close our eyes a moment, or you can even have a soft gaze to the earth if that feels good. And just notice where there might be an opportunity to release a little further. And then we'll go forward again. All right, now those of you who are on the earth, you can stay there. Those of you who are in the chair, you may decide to widen the stance of the feet this time as you come forward with the legs wide. Or if the feet are together, you may choose to go a little further forward in this stretch. See how it feels. Great, and let's all take a breath in. And the breath out, and we're going to lift on up. And if you're on the earth, come and join us on the chair as we have a seat again. Alrighty, we're going to come into a twist. So this actually can be done seated on the earth, but the chair is actually really useful. And if you do sit in a chair at work all day, I really recommend to have a little bit of a twist break in your day. It can be highly therapeutic for the spine and our alignment. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to turn to the side so that we're sitting on the edge of the chair to the side. And we're allowing an awareness that the tailbone will still drop down. And we're going to take a look at our knees and make sure they're on an even plane. Because as soon as we turn, sometimes the knee that's a little further away will actually go forward. And we want to keep them together. So we want to just keep them on the same plane. All right? We're going to inhale, lift up through the arms. And then we're exhaling and twisting, taking a hold of the back of the chair or the seat and lengthening the spine. And then you can just look over your shoulder. So as you're doing this, again, you might take a peek and check out the knees, make sure they're nice and even. And also draw both sit bones towards the chair, creating a stability and rooted quality in your legs and in your feet. And then notice the spine can grow a little longer and that the shoulders can find a nice expression of rotation. The space behind the eyes are relaxed and released. Take a comfortable breath in and a comfortable breath out. We'll gently release out of that, a little counter twist. And then we're going to go to the other direction, right? So we'll just go all the way around, right? Again, we'll sit there on the edge and check out the alignment of the knees. Just make sure they're nice and even. Bring the shoulders over the hips. We'll inhale, lift up. And when you're ready, find that rotation. So we're holding the side of the chair or even the bottom portion of the chair is fine. We'll lengthen the spine. We might check out our legs, make sure they're nice and even. And then as you rotate, look over the shoulder. Feel that nice, healthy stretch to the shoulders. Your hips and legs are relaxed. Your middle spine is long. And there's a rotation in the upper back. The eyes are relaxed and clear. Taking a comfortable breath in and a breath out. And we'll release and unravel. All right. Fantastic. We're going to come back through the center. And we are going to do a little bit of shoulder and neck release now. All right, we've done some, but we'll do a little bit more. So in this position, I'd like you to just think about the shoulders coming up towards the ears as we breathe in. And then as we breathe out, let them release. Again, we're going to inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, and let them release. Once more like that. Inhale, draw them up. And exhale, let them release. Now we'll bring one ear to the shoulder. All right, and I want you to actually think about the idea that the ear that's upward is moving towards the sky, so creating space and length in that side of the neck. And then you're going to extend that arm and create like a little flexion or reaching through the heel of the hand, I should say. And you're going to actually go in a circle. And then as you go in a circle, you can also move down. And then you're going to go in a circle all the way back up. Change your direction, perhaps, if that feels good. And then you can release the arm. Sometimes I even like to help my head back up. Because my neck's a little more relaxed on that side now. All right, we'll come to the other side. So it's simple, just bring the ear to shoulder. Remember, that ear is going to be up, right straight up to the sky so that there's all this length in the side of the neck. And then we'll extend the arm, flexing that heel of the hand. And then we'll make a little circle. And just notice if you can move that circle as you go down. And breathing all the while. And then you can go the other direction. Nice and simple. And lifting back up. And then release. You can help the head up. And relax and release. Okay, I'm going to invite you now to take your hands and interlace your fingers. And just move your wrists in a few circles. And then the other direction. And we're going to straighten the arms out from the heart. right? And we can even widen the space of the palms of the hands so they're almost like a cup. And we're going to round the back, rounding the upper back especially, and just feel a little bit of extra space there. And then we're going to start to lengthen the spine again, so tailbone down, heart is lifted, and just see how it feels to lift the arms up and release them down. And this can be a more subtle range of motion, or it may be that it feels good to extend the arm, just noticing what's working in your body. If your shoulders get a little tired, sometimes that is an indication that there's a lot of tension. We're kind of holding perhaps the world on our shoulders, right? So this is something that will help let that release. And then we're going to relax the hands down on our legs. Now I'm going to invite you to take your hands to either maybe the sides of the back of the chair or the chair itself. And we're going to think of blossoming up the collarbone region. So almost like a flower pushing through in the spring. We're going to lift the collarbones. And we can even lean forward, right? We're going to be mindful that we're not tipping in the chair, but we're just lengthening the chest up and forward. And if it feels good, you can even walk those hands a little higher up if that feels good, right? And just lengthening through the chest and the collarbone region. And we'll take a breath in and a breath out, and we'll walk ourselves back with our hands on our legs. All right. So we are going to be moving to breathing and meditation next. And if you know that coming down on the earth is really nice so that you can lie down for meditation if you prefer to lie down, that's going to be perfectly fine to do. That feels good in your body. Or you may just get a little more comfy in your chair, right? And you want to make sure that if you're comfy in your chair and we're meditating, that you feel secure, right? Because sometimes, believe it or not, even the meditation, we might feel a little drowsy and even, fall asleep for a moment. So you want to make sure you're secure, right? So maybe you're in a big comfy chair, or you can sit up against a wall instead, right? That's something you can do. I'm going to demonstrate the position on the earth in case that feels good. If you're not in your office space, you're someplace you can lie down, you could actually lie down on your bed or on the earth. And I do recommend that you might have a pillow under your head and maybe even a pillow under the back of your knees as well. That can sometimes feel really good on the back if we have a little elevation under our knees. So if we're coming into the position on the earth, we'll come down, and again, we'll make sure the head and the knees perhaps are also supported. And we're just going to allow our hands to rest on our abdomen for a moment. If you're in the chair, right, or lying on the bed, again, you want to find a position that feels just good and comfortable, and that you will be able to relax and release the body. In this practice, in the meditation, it's actually okay if you fall asleep. That will be fine as long as you're secure against a supportive positioning. That's all right. Maybe you need a little extra time for relaxation and rest. We are going to work to stay awake and aware throughout the meditation. And we're going to come into a guided meditation in which we're relaxing the body progressively. At any time in the practice, you want to open your eyes or even move your body, that's fine, of course. Right? This is your practice and your meditation. So I'd like you to find that position, make any little accommodations you need, and also you want to make sure your body core temperature is comfortable. So if you need to, you can put on even a blanket if that feels good. I do have a singing bowl here, and I will be indicating the beginning and the end of our meditation practice with the singing bowl. All right. So centering down for our meditation. I'd like you to take a moment to acknowledge that the body is secure and steady in this position. And throughout this meditation practice, you have permission to relax and release. We'll begin by observing where the body is supported. Allow the body to relax and release into the support beneath it. Take a moment to acknowledge the sensations in the heels of the feet, the back of the lower legs, and upper legs and hips. Observing the point of contact with the upper back. And allow the body to relax and release a little more deeply. We're going to begin by listening to sounds in our own environment. Feel the space of the inner ears, aware of sounds in your own environment. And then draw that same level of awareness internally. Begin to feel the natural touch of your breath at your belly. See if you can feel the breath at your upper back region. And at your chest. Notice if you can observe those places of the breath all at once. Observing the breath at the throat. And then at the base of the nostrils. See if you can perceive the breath at the origin of scent. It's actually at the point between the eyes, deep inside. See if you can notice the breath at that space. And then as if you almost smell a delicious meal that's being cooked for you, drink in a nice, generous breath. And allow that to relax. Now we're going to be extending the breath just a little longer than usual. We're going to be breathing in and breathing out comfortably. We'll be breathing in for about a count of 4 and breathing out for about a count of 4. I'm going to start with this counting. And if it feels just a little bit too long, we can soften the edges. Or if it feels a little too short, you can expand the edges of your breath. We want the breath to feel comfortable and luxurious. You're generous with both the inhale and the exhale. So we're going to be breathing in and out through the nose as much as possible. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Relax the breath for a moment. In the ancient language of Sanskrit, in which the original yoga texts are written, there's a word for peace. And this word in this ancient language is shanti. And so I'm just going to invite that instead of a numerical count, that we can take the idea of breathing in, internally saying Om, universal sound of vibration. And then as we exhale, we think Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So we inhale a long Om. And internally, we can think of the word Shanti, Shanti, Shanti as we exhale. So we inhale a comfortable, generous Om. And on the exhale, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Continue this generous breath. And then relax the breath. Let the body double its state of relaxation. I'd like you to bring your internal awareness to the outline of your right hand and consciously relax the joint of your right thumb. First finger, second finger, third finger, and fourth finger releases. Feel the intelligence of your right hand at rest and allow a wave of relaxation to move through the right wrist, lower arm, elbow, upper arm, and your right shoulder can release. Consciously relax the right side of your waist. Observe the muscles along the right side of the spine, releasing. Let your attention come to the outer right hip, back of your hip, and inner hip, releasing. You can become aware of your entire right leg relaxing. Your entire right leg can relax. Relaxing the upper leg, the center of your knee, the lower leg, ankle, and the whole of the right foot is released. You can become aware of the space around the right side of the body. Notice that the energy around the right side of your body can draw out any tensions, residual stress, can release and evaporate. Your consciousness is clear and awake. You can bring your attention to the outline of your left hand. You can relax and release the joint of your left thumb. First finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger can release. You can enjoy a wave of release through the left hand and wrist and lower arm, elbow, upper arm, and the left joint of the shoulder, and relax. Bring your attention to the left side of the waist. Notice the muscles along the left side of the spine releasing. And you can consciously relax the left outer hip, back of the hip, and inner hip. Become aware of the entire left leg releasing. The entire left leg can relax. The upper leg, the center of the knee, the lower leg, and your left ankle and foot can release. Observe the left side of the body and the space around the left side of the body. Notice that the energy around the left side of the body can draw out any residual tensions or holding. You can let it release and evaporate and clear. Your consciousness is awake and aware, and you can bring your attention to the center of the body. You can observe that you can relax in the belly. You can draw your attention to the chest and the heart region. You can feel the nourishment of your own breath. And bringing the attention to the throat, you can relax the hinges of the jaw and the chin and lips, and even the inside of the cheeks can relax. Observe the space under the eyes, the space that can hold a smile and sometimes cradles tears. Allow that space to feel relaxed and clear, releasing any tension in the inner eyes or outer eyes. Relax and release the eyebrows. Bring your attention again to the point between the eyebrows. Notice that region can feel expanded. You might want to think again of the word Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Then draw your attention to the very crown of the head and the space around the top of the head. And just observe the energy and space around the entire body, integrated and whole. Rest in that awareness. Let the body remain still. And just notice your breath, comfortable and refreshing. And lightly you can wiggle your toes. Let them relax. Wiggle your fingers. Let them relax. We're now gently transition to a seated position if you're on the earth, or if you're already in a seated position, we are going to wake up and lengthen the spine a bit, perhaps come again to the edge of your seat, sitting tall and extended. If you're on the earth, you can come up to a comfortable seated position, however that might be. And then I'm going to invite us today to take the palms of our hands again and rub them lightly together. Again, we're going to take one hand on the heart and the other right on top of it. You're going to keep your eyes closed or have a soft and easy gaze. And I want you to think about that awareness of the idea that peace is available to us and within. And I'd like you to just think about the idea that in yoga, when we dedicate time to ourselves, to heal and re-energize, then we can walk strongly in the world. So this time is not just for your own health and well-being, but that you can be there for all those that you hold precious in your life. So having a moment of gratitude for all those that are precious in our life and our community here. Take a breath in and a breath out and bow forward, sealing in the work. Namaste. So thank you for practice today. I would love to have the opportunity to introduce our team. If Erin, hi, how are you? If there's a way we can take their video, and also Kirana is also, she should be here as well. So I'm wondering if we can find that. Well, I'm just gonna give a shout out that I'm really so grateful and happy that so many participants came today, and that we are here and available, oh, there we go, for you to answer questions and talk about the rest of the programming for our March classes. Great, so here we have, okay, so, and Kirana, is she available as well? All right, so how about Jenny? There you are. We've got the microphone on too. If you'll just introduce yourself, say where you're from, and just tell us a little bit about you as a yoga teacher.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Jenny, and I'm currently residing in San Francisco. And I've been teaching for about 10 years now, just finishing up my yoga therapy certification and learning from wonderful people such as Sonia, so that we can teach to beautiful communities such as this. And I'm just so excited to be working with all of you and to share this experience together.
Great, thank you. Cassandra?
Hi, everyone. I am Cassandra. I am dialing in here from Peterborough, New Hampshire, from the Northeast, and I am a yoga therapy candidate and yoga studio owner in Peterborough, New Hampshire, and very happy to be here, and thank you.
Great. Deb? There you are.
Hi, I'm Deb. I'm on the North Shore of Long Island. I've been teaching yoga for really a long time. I spent about 15 years in the corporate world too, so I know what that's like as well. And I'm just really excited to have this experience and work with everybody here. It's really great. Thank you for coming.
Kirana, I don't know if we can see.
Hello, this is Kirana. Yes, I finally got in. I was here. I moved from New York City to Florida about a year ago. I'm mainly trained in ballet and classical dance, and been teaching yoga for the last few years. And I'm also almost done with my yoga therapy certification. So really excited to be here.
Fantastic. Thank you. And thank you, Erin, for helping us with this today. I would just like to put it out there that if anyone has any questions, they can put it in the chat. And also, Women Heart can give you access to contact me. And we will be having classes through all of March. And next week, we're going to work a little more on mobility and alignment. And every class, however, will have some physical as well as some breathing and meditation techniques.